promptly ran over my foot, but the point of the anecdote is this, that while I was helping her, I knew that you would be irritated with me, and I'm sorry, but I seem to be powerless to prevent that. I don't know if it's some sort of flaw in my upbringing or some genetic abnormality, or perhaps it's just some aberrant property in the Tuktoyaktuk water system.
Don't put this on the water, Fraser. This is a conscious thing that you do, okay? You cover everything up. You squash it down. It's like that time with Frobisher when that guy Counter, he stabbed you in the shoulder.
Geiger.
What?
The man's name was Geiger.
His name is Geiger Counter?
No, just Geiger, no Counter, and he stabbed me in the leg.
Leg, shoulder, what difference does it make?
Well, Ray, when you're the one being stabbed, the difference is remarkable.
The point is, Fraser, he stabbed you, and were you angry?
I was in pain.
We are talking about anger here, Fraser, a human emotion. Are you human? Because if you are, human beings feel things, okay? They feel anger, they feel love, they feel lust and fear, and sometimes, and I know you don't want to hear this, sometimes they even cry.
Ray.
Fraser?
That's a fine animal you have. 50% wolf, if I'm not mistaken.
What have you done to him?
He's all right. He'll wake up soon. Please, answer the question. Perhaps you're missing a full appreciation of your situation. You're tied up. This is a gun. Ergo, you are my prisoner. So if I ask a question, I expect an answer without hesitation. Now, where did you get the animal?
It's rather a long story.
I have time.
I've forgotten most of it.
Well, that's unfortunate. It's an interesting story and bears repeating. Mid-May, 212 miles northwest of Whitehorse in the Yukon Territories. Is that territories or territory?
Territory.
Thank you. I crave accuracy. So you'd been dispatched to track down big game poachers that were coming across the border from Alaska. Despite your training, you could not have foreseen that the poachers would convert a mine shaft into a bear trap. You have no idea how long you lay there. When you came to, you discovered you were not alone. Well, your first thought was to save the animal. That's admirable. But not without certain drawbacks. When you came to, you were alone without any visible means of escape. So you sat down to collect your thoughts. But how could you have thought that the animal would be so grateful as to come back and try and repay the favor? You were knocked out for a third time. But despite the gaffe, a bond was formed, and you've been together ever since. You're wondering, of course, how I know the details of this story. Suffice to say, I know many things. And it's no accident that you were on board that train. Can you guess who I am now?
Yes, I think I can. Your name would be Francis Bolt. You were born in Oregon in 1949.
1950.
1950. You are a theoretical mathematician by training and a recluse by choice. You have a younger brother named Randall.
Who you arrested. That was a mistake.
He broke the law. I would arrest him again in a heartbeat.
You would. Well, let's see what your friend has to say about that, shall we? Detective Vecchio. I'd like it if you could talk your friend over there into apologizing.
Well, you're out of luck, pal, because I'm not talking to him.
My brother's problem is the same problem that plagues all geniuses.
Can't get a date?
You are a wiseacre, detective. Whereas I am a mathematician. I look for symmetry, for order within chaos. Let us take the charter train, coded 56023, for example. You are here to account for your part in thwarting my plan.
Hit the brakes!
A plan rigorous in its detail. And, as a wise man once said, God is in the details. So, it is to God that you both now will answer. Oh, by the way, have either of you ever worn a Mexican poncho?
In the matter of the state of Illinois versus Randall K. Bolt, the accused is herein charged with 2 counts of murder in the first degree, 1 count of attempted murder, 1 count of possession of a controlled or illegal substance.
Thank you. You raise your arms, please.
Where is he?
I don't know.
We are getting down to the wire here, Inspector.
1 count of possession and transportation of explosives with intent to commit a felony, 1 count of grand theft.
No, Mr. Mustafi, it's not dangerous. I just want you to knock on Constable Fraser's door.
1 count of hijacking, 32 counts of assault, and 1 count of advocacy of the overthrow of the government of the United States of America by force or violence.
Do you understand these charges?
Could you like repeat those just so they're real clear in my head?
We're in the middle of openings, for God's sake.
All right, Lieutenant, I appreciate it.
Let it be duly noted that the defense waives its right to an opening statement. The state will call its first witness, please.
Thank you, Your Honor. The state calls Constable Benton Fraser.
Your Honor. The phone, we've tried. Ultimately, we couldn't get a hold.
Is there a problem, Miss Sheldrake?
It would appear, Your Honor, that Constable Fraser has been delayed. Perhaps I could maybe...
Perhaps you could what? We barely got our toes in the pond, and you've lost your first witness? This does not inspire confidence on the bench, Counselor.
I understand that, Your Honor. However, I had anticipated that this witness's testimony would cover the bulk of
You should invest in a calendar, Counselor. You'd be surprised how much time you've had to prepare for this case.
I'm aware of the time I've had to prepare.
If your witness does not appear,
My witness is here, Your Honor.